JDs and gentlemen, welcome to ASSCA here at Monza, our crown jewel. We made it. And somehow, literally everybody has made it. Nobody has passed away. That could definitely change today. There's a lot on the line. So much on the line. Playoff spots. 2 races left, including this one, so we're getting down to the wire, as they say. And there's Buster Guts, who said, I need to be here. I've got a playoff spot on the line. You know, Kyrock is cool and all, he said, but, you know, there is still a legitimate chance here, and until that's gone, I'll still stay loyal. So he flew all the way over from Auto Club to be here. I'm not sure if, you know, he was at a different type of Auto Club because that one doesn't exist anymore, but we're here. We're excited. Oh, Lord. That could have been bad. So, let's get into the injury report here, because there is a lot to do. A 67-lap race, unironically, today for the biggest race of the season. So, let's get into that. Let's cut away from that. Small, medium, fat. He had a pretty big wreck at Richmond for our Richmond injury report. He was diagnosed with Chris. Not massive Chris, not Ozempic Chris, not unspeakable Chris, just Chris. So I'm not exactly sure if he's going to be completely 100% today, but he starts in the top 10, so that's a good start. SpongeBob, once again, diagnosed with not ready because he said he was not ready for this race. Usually he's really excited. He's not today. Ricky Tikki Bobby Wobbin has a case of minor boo-boos from his crash at Richmond as well. Becca Lynn has medium boo-boos, and then we'll get to that 24 down in the list. Secret Agent Randy Beans was diagnosed with ouch. I don't even know if these are real medical terms. At this point, I think that, you know, our doctor might need to be fired, but he wrote it down, so, you know, good for him, I guess. And then Denise Fat was diagnosed with what's a burger? She wanted to eat healthy, and 23XXL are very worried about that because she is now trying to lose, she's trying to lose weight, and I'm not sure if that's necessarily a good thing for that team because their motto is being huge or fat, if you will. And Denise is no longer that. She's trying to get rid of that. So we're not sure if she will be back with the team or not because she's trying to lose weight, but maybe she'll snap back out of it later in the season. Then Xbox 360, who is one of the drivers that would have been racing today, he's buffering. He got turned by Buster Guts off turn 2. Nightmarish accident, to be honest. He's out for a week. He's buffering. So nothing insane there. And then Corey Knight, who had the worst crash in Richmond history, to be honest, diagnosed with serious boo-boos. I don't know if our doctor is an actual real doctor at this point, but we're going to have to trust his word because he did sign it off as an official legal document. So he'll be out 3 weeks. We don't know if we'll see him back this entire season. So hopefully Corey Knight can get well again. And we're back. We're looking at Pip Puddlequack in the 10, who hasn't been back with us for a while. But he's here for this race. So is Uncle Boobs in the 82. He's up here. You know, there's cars wrecking all over the track, but luckily, when it happens in practice, it doesn't matter. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it, right? Let's get straight into it with the baby oil starting grid. On pole for this prestigious event is Ross Chestpain in the 40. He's here. You know, when I asked him, you know, how's the heart going? He said it's still pumping. I said, will it be after this race? He said, I don't know. So, very optimistic. Michael Wave will start right next to him. Very good battle last week with Corey Crime at Richmond. Ultimately came second, but it wasn't by a lot. Hoping to get one spot better here today. Gwendy 444 the 4th starts in the 3rd spot, not the 4th spot. And right next to her, Empty Pockets. How about these two outperforming their stuff And yeah, second row is pretty unusual. Dale Bernhardt Jr. starts in 5th, and Buster Guts, who just landed here about 5 or so minutes ago, still got a few practice laps in. He starts 6th, but he did qualify the car a while ago. Qualifying happened quite a bit ago. And then we've got Small, Medium, Fat, and Melanoma, the teammates in the row behind. Masturbation and Aggressive, you know, the heavyweights are still at the top regardless, even though it's custom setups. We're here, and they're all excited to be here. So is Corey Crime, who won last week at Richmond. First win, and it was his 3rd race. So right now his stats are looking insane. And right next to him, it's the Color War winner, Hubba Bubba Wallace. He starts in the top 12 in his first race. How about this guy showing off for the cameras? We love to see that. Uncle Boobs and Franklin Fenway make up the row behind. Franklin Fenway just came off of a TOECAR start. How about that? He didn't do as good as a lot of people were hoping for, but to be fair, it was a chaotic race, so we'll see how that goes. There's Dr. Trip Puerto Rico. He lines up next to Mike in the 32 car. And, you know, Mike told me, you know, so, since he's doing 3 races for this team, he said this is the one he's the most worried about and excited for. So we'll see what happens there. Then it's Nephew Motorsports for the next 3 cars. It's the 44, the 42, and the 41, all up here. You know who they are. And Detective Blue to Mind Pretzel up here in the 2. I almost just had a brain aneurysm right there. My apologies. Let's go to the row behind and ignore that. Nia Newman and Simi Can't Stand Your Bits, whose son was in the Richmond race, did a pretty good job. But he did say he wanted more. Hopefully, Dad can bring it home. Aaron Pressure in the 75 lines up next to Justin Tallgeier back here. Secret Agent Randy Beans and Aunt Tim round out these rows. Then we've got SpongeBob and Amber. SpongeBob needs a good finish. He has been pretty much ass this whole time. Can he get something going? We'll find out. There's Becca Lynn in the 38. There's Cup of Joe in the 78. Remember, use code ASSCA. I know that's getting old, but you know, we should get that on his car. You know, we should replace the W text with code ASSCA. I think that'd be better. I'll send a pitch over there. Humphrey Claude is here. Hopefully he doesn't shit himself, because it's getting grim. The relationship with him and Kleinheimer is fading quickly because he keeps shitting himself. And Mick and Rorty is back. How about these guys? Last time we saw them was Pigs Creek, and that race sucked ass, so we're not going to talk about it. Then we've got Denise Fat and Cyber Zed in the row behind, 2 Toyotas. 2 drivers that are kind of underrated if you want my opinion, but now that Denise Fat is trying to lose weight, did she lose any weight? We don't know. But the car could be a bit lighter because they already weigh the car a little bit, because she usually weighs a little bit more than she does. So we'll see if that maybe affects anything. We'll find out. This stupid piece of shit in the 48, Brad Oman, starts way back here. But he did win at the casino. He had a big win. He had a jackpot, actually. And he said he was going to put it into his equipment. So we'll see what that really means, if that's going to make a difference in what happened, because he told me that the upgrades are here. Now, I don't think this is the perfect track for that to be displayed, but we'll find out soon enough. And Happy World Peace starts right next to him. Then it's Ricky Ticky Bobby Wobbin in the 68 and Van Als Greg in the 35. Tire Wear's back. We haven't seen him in a bit, I don't think. I don't really remember, and I don't care. And Tony Baloney right next to him, and rounding out this stacked field is Lawful Allen in the 33 and Pip Puddlequack in the 10 car. So, I think it's time that Mason says those words he likes to say. Why isn't he saying it? He didn't say it. This is a professional event, man. Mason didn't say the goddamn command. What a bum. But they're on their way. This is a big race for these guys. Huge race, even. That's the pace car. There's another guy in there. I think that's Jason. Jason and Mason are just kind of going along with each other. Now the color war was here, and it was a chaotic one. We did lose a couple fans. We lost a driver. We've lost some other stuff, you know, throughout that tournament. But this track was where it all came to an end, and it was some crazy stuff. I don't expect them to make a lap before yellow, but then after that, you know, there's some good chance that we get some nice racing in, some nice action. Somebody's got an issue back there. That is the 38. That's the 39. That's Amber. Amber's got an issue already. That is just tragic. That's unfortunate also. I don't know who the hell I'm looking at. This is Ross Chastain. Let's get to this. The 40 and the 87 make up the field and stuff. Yep. And Bugatti, we're racing at the crown jewel event. And Michael Wave already with a huge launch. They're 3 damn wide already. Michael Wave out to a huge lead already, and by huge I mean probably like a 1/16 of an inch from the front bumper of somebody else. Oh Lord, and we've already got a devastating accident. It only took 2 minutes before absolute devastation. You know, I usually know what to say. Amber's back out. Amber's out, the caution's out, there's another crash. Wow. I don't know what to say. We're just gonna have to look at it, unfortunately. We're gonna have to bite the bullet. The bullet's gonna have to bite. Taking a look at Secret Agent Randy Beans, and yeah, this, just hang on. Oh. Oh no, no, the fan! Oh, we can't show that. Cut to let's make a deal. Oh my. Taking a look at Van Hulst Greg. He's just unfortunately in it. I don't even think he really did anything to be in it. Yeah, oh my goodness, just clogs up the track. You can see it in the distance, what's going on back there, and not a good start. Not a good start at all. Fingers and arms and legs and ears and face crossed. So I'm being told by Larkus to look at the 74 for the crash ahead, which we will only look at a little bit. Oh, Ross Chastain gets turned a little bit, and then the 74 comes up. There's a wreck in the back portion, though. And Tim goes around. This is just little contact. I think we can kind of look past this, actually. It's the wreck. It's the wreck behind that we should look at maybe a bit more. Holy cannoli. Oh dear. This time we're going to look at Nia Newman because I saw him get turned, so I think it's just a checkup from everybody. Nope, the 25 kind of turns down a little bit. Hubba Bubba Wallace gets involved. Denise Fat, the 25. Yet again, not a huge collection. It's the wreck behind that got bad. Taking one final look at this accident from Humphrey's view, and he just gets squatched and squoze, and oh! Devastation already. Oh, you can still hear it, man. Yikes. Not a good start. Not a good start at all. Welcome back to Monza, where keep those fans in mind for sure. We'll also be awaiting the condition of Secret Agent Randy Beans. That was a nightmare start, but that's why we're not doing double file restarts. That's like a very good example actually of why we will not be doing that. This is gonna be a long ass race, so this is gonna be a race of nutrition. We've already got cars out. We just started, for God's sake, so this is gonna get ugly. Michael Wave has been on fire lately, however. I'm not sure what happened to empty pockets. I believe there was some sort of mechanical issue or something, or it might have been a pit thing. I'm not sure. To be honest, I don't really care, so I'm not really gonna ask, but just think about that for a minute as I go to a different camera angle because that will drive me insane. And Michael Wave leads them in a single file train here, but here comes Buster Guts on the inside. I'm just waiting to see something devastating in the background, but we're going. We're on lap 6 of 67. Oh god, guess what lap we're going to now? It's just a constant reminder of why we are not real people. And the whole field looks like they're going to make it through a full lap of green flag action. That's what we like to see here. In the biggest race of the season, we need to be represented. And how about 4 wide for the lead? I think I'm hallucinating crashing noises. Never mind, there's a wreck in the back, but it's not a wreck yet. It is a wreck now. Well, look at that. When we get to the yellow flag, just in case they... Oh, man, it's a wad up back there, but it's fine. Buster Guts has a big run here on Michael Wave, but he won't be able to take it because Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the inside, and that's why we're staying on this angle, because there is a crash. There's the 55, so that answers that question. Corey Crime involved. The 68, the 33, the 76. And that is the Yeller. The Yeller. The Crawfish. Taking a look at what initially brought the yellow out. So there's the 5 of Tony Baloney. Just a squeeze play there. And actually, everybody checks up, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh no, the 1 comes down. Gets the 23. We'll have to see it from another angle, because then they all just start wrecking each other. Shit goes down. Shit hits the fan. The fan is full of shit. And, yeah, something like that. Taking a look once again at what happened. This time we can see everything. So the 5 and all them, yeah, so see, it's just a checkup, and then everybody's just not slowing down, just piling into this shit. And let's see if we can get up there in time. We can. So we're going to look at the 28 of Aggressive. Melanoma just comes down, gets the 28, the 01, the 20, 68, the 01 on his side there, the 65 collected, and that's all she wrote. There's so much left. There's so much hockey left, though. I think we see the green flag again. What do you think? I think it's time. Welcome back to Monza, where we've already had 2 big wrecks. We still don't know what's going on with the 45 driver, but we do have some news. After that crash, we have unfortunately lost 11 fans that were sitting just, picnicking it up. And, they get crushed by a onrushing, flipping race car. So, devastating, I know. But, unfortunately, the show must go on. Coming to lap 12 of 67. And, Michael Wave still leads everybody, if you can believe it. That's the pit road. And Michael Wave, Buster Guts, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Masturbation, and Leland Funnyman make up the top 5. There's lots of time, a lot of hockey left, and we're back green. How about Earnhardt Jr. down to the bottom? And he's going to take it. He's going to take the lead away. Man, they should stay fanned out like that. God damn. Michael Wave, though, with the help from the 18. They're going to be 4 wide. Oh, no. And there's where it's going to go haywire. Is it going to? We're still green. I hear people into the wall. I hear more into the wall, but I don't see the yellow. Oh, no, I do. Oh, what happened up here? Where is that? Oh, that's a turn. Thank God. I thought they were gone. Yikes. What the hell happened? Taking a look at what happened here, and it is Aaron Pressure who gets into Chippy Ahoy after they all check up, and Chippy Ahoy comes up the track, and they wad it up. Detective Bluto Mind Pretzel up and over. Gwendy 444 on her side there, and that is literally all that happens in this. So, we're not going to look at it again. And then they all get stuck here in some shit. And yeah, tough. Bro thinks he's tough. Huh. I don't shower with Sam. Nah. I don't shower with sham piss. I shower with sham shit. There we go. I said it. Welcome back. Hopefully that wasn't on the air. Wait, no, that would be on the air then. Okay, wait. Welcome back to Monza, where Buster Guts is leading. How about this guy? Been a menace in Kyrock this whole time. We're pretty much a third. We're getting close to a third through. And we've still got a lot of cars. Granted, most of them look like they're absolutely, like, mauled and mangled, but the heavy hitters are still in this thing. So, oh, Michael Wave has an issue, I think, or he's just going to the bottom for fun. I'm not sure. Remember, this is a custom setup, though, compared to the rest of the season, so it is a very different approach. Very different setup compared to what we see regularly. Michael Wave is coming down pit road with some sort of issue. That could be huge for the postseason efforts he's had, but right now, we've got a race to look at. We're green again. Uncle Boob's making moves. And they're 3 wide, and that's a terrible noise I just made. I'm sorry. How many cars do you think we can get to without an incident? Without an incident? Oh, man. I saw that in the background. Oh, what was that? Don't do it again. Don't do it. Oh. Everybody's gonna make it through this turn 3 and 4. Okay. Nice. And I believe the 8 has taken the lead away. Is he gonna update or what? He did. Nice. We're looking at Amber here, who's pushing Happy World Peace, and I guess it goes push gone wrong, and it does. And she gets launched. She goes up and over. Happy World Peace collects the 2 car and some others. That's literally all that happened, though. These are really quick replays, you know. I'm expecting something to come through soon that's going to be devastating, and so far we've kind of had that already, but we haven't necessarily, but we're getting there. We're definitely getting there, and yeah. I don't shower with sham piss, I shower with sham shit. Dale Bernhardt Jr.'s leading. And there's still 2 people in the pace car. I think Jason's just tagging along for fun. They're holograms anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But we are very slowly running out of cars. But we're pretty much a third through. And once we get to the point where green flag action's gonna just start happening, the race of nutrition will be on. and then we won't have to worry about the amount of cars on track. Michael Wave is back out there somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where he is. I believe he's down below 30th or so. I'm not really sure because, to be honest, Lurkus hasn't really told me yet. But, you know, yep, he is 32nd. And I saw it from the pylon, not from Lurkus, so Anyway, apart from that, we've got the rest of this race to do. Let's see if we can get some green flag action going. Dale Bernhardt Jr. and Buster Guts lead them into turn 1. They're flying and shit. Stuff is happening. I hate that camera, so we're gonna change it for fun. You can see the back of the field is getting very strung out. And somebody, I believe, is around again, and nope. I guess not. Maybe that's smoke from earlier. I don't know why it wouldn't have cleared by now, but, you know, I'm not going to ask the questions. You know what? We're never going to ask questions. Why should we? Right, and Dale Bernhardt Jr.'s dropped like a goddamn rock, and we've got a lot to think about here because they are now going 3 wide, 4 wide down the front straightaway. Somebody's going to have to give here as we did a lap under green. Can you believe this shit? And now there it goes as they wadded up in turn 1. Oh, Aaron! Aaron over the guardrail. We'll have to keep an eye on this just in case. That's the pit road. I believe he should be able to find an exit soon. Maybe he won't. Let's stay with the 75 here. There's got to be an opening, right? There's got to be an opening. His race is effectively ruined, regardless. But you know, I'm invested now. I want to see if he can get this thing back. Damn, I'm gonna have to watch some Subway Surfers gameplay watching this shit. We can see the wall. Do we see if it comes to an end? Then I'm just gonna cut away because clearly he'll find his way back. Oh, there's a nice close up on the 75 car. I don't necessarily have a very good angle of this, to be honest with you. Actually, this could work. Once he gets past a certain distance, we'll be able to find out. Leland Funnyman is scored as the leader. I don't know how he got that, but good to know. Yeah, he's gonna eventually find an opening, so I'm gonna cut away from that. Let's take a look what happened and go back green because, yeah, I'm getting sad here. Taking a look at Uncle Boobs, who was, in my opinion, the reason for he was just the first contact with the 97, the 33's involved, the 8. Now, how does the 75... Oh, he just jumped the damn barrier. Alright, we'll take a look at that, and then maybe we'll go back green, maybe we'll get another. Hard to say. We'll find out. Taking a look at Aaron Pressure, who might go into skateboarding after doing a grind like that on the guardrail. You know, he just gets caught up in it, and then he thinks he's out of it, and then he hits the 33. The 10 kind of spins him a bit, but then he just grinds on the rail there like a skateboarder. And then it's just this long bullshit, so we're not going to stay on it. And we're going to go back green. Well, we're back. He didn't get out. He's still stuck there. I don't think he's getting out of this one. Aaron Pressure's done yet. He's to the pits. Done for the day. Unfortunate. Lights are not out on the pace car yet. Oh, they're pitting. Pit stops. That might be the first time we see these under yellow in ASSCA. So let's take a look at the pit stops really quick. That's not a car on the pits. But yeah, people getting some tires and shit. That's pretty hype. That could have been what happened to some other cars. Potentially strategy maybe being a bit of a factor with fuel. There is a fuel strategy here. But I believe if they pit in the next 10, 15 laps, they'll be good. I hear terrible noises. Oh, they're just hitting each other for fun. We're not going to take a second look at that, though. That would be a waste of our space. Well, in that, inheriting the lead is Gwendy for the fourth, unless she's a lap down, which is actually extremely likely. We'll have to see here. Lurkus seems to be off on vacation or some shit. He sent me a selfie of him licking an ice cream, and the background did not look like it was here at this track. These are the lap down cars. So we're going back green in a minute. We will be right back. Welcome back to Monza, where actually I was wrong. There are some cars that are doing the strategy game, not a lap down. I don't know what is going on in the back of the field, but it's honestly like making me mad. So the field is going to be extremely spread out here for this restart. Actually, you know what? There's still a lot of time to make up that gap. They're going to be going a faster speed to catch up. They're actually going to maybe have some momentum actually coming back to the green flag. Yeah, they're catching up. I feel like they might make it back in time, but it doesn't matter. Happy World Peace leads, Mike in second, SpongeBob third, Amber fourth, and Tim fifth. Detective Little Mind Pretzel sixth, and then I believe it is the cars that pitted after that. I could be wrong. Could be right. I don't know. I'm such a gassy human. Yo. So there's Happy World Peace. He's gonna lead them back. Pennant's waving the shit out of that flag. We're green. I'm ready. Something SpongeBob is not right now. I hate that camera. This changes everything, though. In a way, and Denise Fat's up and over! Oh. Devastating hits. Fox Super Zoom, Hubba Bubba Wallace up and over. The 31 is done. Toast. Buster Guts is in it. They're coming back to the line, though. Michael Wave on those goddamn new tires is going to easily overtake that 71, but the 71's back on the outside with help from Mike. To the line, Michael Wave gets it. He will be the leader. And another huge accident just happened. Let's take a look. Taking a look at Denise Fat, who gets turned by Tony Baloney on her side up into the field. Brutal impact. Oh, Hubba Bubba Wallace goes flying, doing tricks on it for free on top of 3 different cars. Huge one. Back to the pits. Yikes. Taking a look at the 31 car of Hubba Bubba Wallace in this crash. It's just a case of he just gets a little bit run over there by Corey Crime. The forest kind of in the way there of that part of the crash. Wow. Huge wrecks here today. Luckily still, I believe, nobody has passed away. Taking one more look at Denise Fat in that brutal hit to the outside wall there, upside down. Luckily, that's all she kind of got in it, though. She drives away. Hubba Bubba Wallace might not, though. Big wreck for him. Up and over, goddamn. Back to the green flag we go. Welcome back to Monza. We're pretty much halfway. Roughly. And Michael Wave is the leader at half point. Lap 34 is actually deemed halfway, just for reference. And there will be a bonus 10 points awarded to whoever's leading that lap. Whoever comes across the line lap 34 in the lead will get 10 bonus points. Isn't that exciting? And Michael Wave is away with the lead. That's the pit lane, just in case you forgot what it looks like. I'm showing it to you again. You know, we might actually get some nice green flag action in now. Because it seems like a lot of the menaces... What was that? What was that? Oh, no. I don't like the sound I'm hearing. What happened? Oh, no. Lurkus just told me red flag. That's never a good sign. Michael Wave leads them back. Yellow's out. This could be the big one that we were all fearing. Meow. Taking a look at Van Greg. I just saw him with huge damage. I don't even know if he's the reason for the accident or not. I don't even know if he's the main character of it. Oh, empty pockets. Oh, and they just all fly up. Oh, no. Oh my god. Wow. Thoughts on Pierre's. Taking another look at Van Greg because we've still got time to look at the other ones. Aggressive and Van Greg. Oh my goodness. Wow. Tragic. Empty Pockets was in the crash. I don't know if it was severe or not. We'll find out together. He actually gets away pretty good, and oh my lord. Literally everybody but those two cars that went through hell got away almost instantly. Wow. You won't believe it when I tell you this. This guy drove away from this accident here. Windshield straight through. He just knocked over the goddamn spotter stand thing there. And he's fine. He's driving it away. Kudos. Devastating accident here in Monza. Keep everything crossed. Well, welcome back. We're going to be at 30 laps to go on the dot when we cross the line. I don't really know what to say. We've had two huge accidents. Like, I'm talking, like, huge. And we've still got literally half the race to go. Melanoma will get the 10 bonus points. Or melanoma. That is not melanoma. Michael Wave will get the 10 bonus points for leading at halfway. This is going to be a huge redemption if he can get it done here in the crown jewel for his first career win after just barely missing out Richmond. But keep those other drivers in mind that have been in accidents, because we won't hear much word of yet. But it's getting scarce. But competition is thinning out, though. That's for sure. Is that? Can't be. This guy's back out on the racetrack. That car was stuck in the forest. Aaron Pressure's back out there. Let's party it up. Michael Wave is leading. Leland Funnyman to the inside. He's going to take the lead. I don't know if I can go through any more traumatic incidents today. And I feel like we're going to definitely go through another one here very soon. The field has thinned out like crazy, though. That I can say. And Michael Wave, though, he's fallen back. Maybe he just knew, right? Get those points, because they are guaranteed, regardless where you finish. Leading a halfway, you get those points. And you know, that's a valid argument, in my opinion. That could be a very valid argument. As they stay green. Look at Mike back there. The 32 had a great run, I must say, at Richmond with Kyle. Hoping to keep that streak going. And what better way to do it than at the Crown Jewel event? Running in the top 10. We're still green. This could be it. This could be the wave of green flag racing we've all wanted. Michael Wave on the bottom. Leland Funnyman on the top. Somebody is in the wall. It's the 97, I think, if my eyes aren't deceiving me. I don't know why they keep swerving at the pit wall. They're trying to play chicken or some shit. Coming to lap 40 of 67. 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7. And then they just start spamming the N-word. Joe Bart reference, by the way. Michael Wave has been a dominant car here today, but here comes his teammate, Uncle Boobs. He's in the regional series. I never really talk about the regional series drivers that come in. Uncle Boobs is in the regional series, and he drives the number 28 for Klottenheimer in the regional series. Right now, he sits 4th in points, technically 3rd because Corey Crime is no longer in the series. Taforma currently leads 15 points over Simikan Standovic Jr. And then Uncle Boobs is 29 points back. And then way back in 4th is Devontae Buttpoop, 119 points back. There's big gaps, right? And the difference is, though, every lap you lead, you get a point. And those guys have been leading all the laps. Everybody else has done diddly squat. Oh, Lord! Becca Lynn! Usually I wait for confirmation. I'm gonna call it. She's dead. She's deceased. Guys, we have lost Becca Lynn. She was just going for the lead. Oh, man. She was fine as hell. She was fine as hell. Trouble. Well, let's get all of our hearts broken together. As, it's just a squeeze. You know, and she just flies off the goddamn thing. Shout out to the cameraman trying to predict where that car went. Man. Rest in peace to Becca Lynn. Taking a look with the exact same camera, this is Small Medium Fat, who just drifts up a little bit from worn tires and the 38. Oh my goodness. And that is the first fatality, confirmed at least, of Season 5. Right on board with this devastating one. Man. Very sad accident here at Monza. Now, this car's running around the track, right? And I know what you're thinking. No way she's alive. No, she's dead. She's dead. Stacy was here today. She was actually in those stands right there behind the pit boxes. You see them right there. Stacy was in those stands, and the crew chief of the 38 car saw her, pointed at her, and then pointed at the car. And for some reason, she had a bag filled with her helmet and her suit and everything. She suited up instantly. Almost like when you tear off your clothes and there's like a superhero suit underneath. It was almost that quick. And she jumped in this car. Apparently this car is still good to go, but the driver is not, obviously. So Stacy is going to be hopping in a car that just killed somebody, that somebody just passed away in, to finish the race. So this is Stacy now in the 38. I wish I could update it on the ticker or something, but I cannot. Stacy is currently running the 38 now. What a tragic accident, but what a crazy story here. Is Stacy going to be the full-time replacement? I don't know. We'll find that out soon enough. But that 38 car apparently still good to run. But Becca Lynn has unfortunately passed here today at Monza. We're on lap 44, or coming to lap 44. We're still yet to go green, so we'll be right back. Welcome back to Monza, where we have already lost people. We've still got about 20 laps to go around. 22, I believe, 22 at the line. 22 at the line. If I was any driver ever right now in this field, I'd be scared, especially with that 33 in third. That's terrible as it is. Amber's now hoping to win it for her bestie. They were really good friends. They were also friends with Stacy, but they didn't have enough cars to get her in. You know, and the team is kind of going through an identity crisis right now as to what they really are. We're hearing rumors of, like, you know, Smoking Hot Motorsports soon, or maybe Bob Racing. It's hard to say what they're going to do. But right now, they've got Stacy in that 38, but up at the front. It's almost 10 laps after lap 38. I'm going to somehow bring it back full circle. Leland Funnyman is out front with Michael Wave and Lawful Allen. Man. And the yellow's out. Something has happened. But the good news is for these front runners, that just buys them more time. Right? They can just sit around, you know, do some more pace laps. They don't have to do more laps under green, but Michael Wave, he wants to be the guy in charge of that. Oh, he tried to do it, and it's not going to work, though. Leland Funnyman back to the line. I don't know what could have happened, but I already know it's probably something devastating. Well, I said something devastating, but it was devastating for this guy. SpongeBob, once again, in a crash with, I believe that's Uncle Boobs. That's Uncle Boobs and some other cars. That's all that happened, though. Very quick one. The Fox 1 replay of the race is here. And, yeah. Back to green flag wrestle. A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. And on that note, welcome back. That's worth thinking very hard and praying hard for Vanos Greg, who has just been airlifted to the closest hospital. I don't know geography, so I don't know what the closest hospital is, but he's on the way there. Secret Agent Randy Beans, we also still don't know the word on him yet either. Right at crunch time. Man, what a tragic time to have stuff like this go on. Becca Lynn was pretty close up there in the points as well. She's perished. The 38 owners points, though, will still get some running going. Very interesting with whatever's going on here. But yeah, Stacy's in the 38. Not sure who's gonna really, you know, be the guy to or girl, probably girl, for this team. This team is a girl-owned and girl-ran team. It's all girls. The entire team is girls. Literally everybody is a girl. The crew chiefs, even though actually one of their crew chiefs is a transgender. That's why I said he, but they were born a girl, so technically they're still a girl. So they kept it going. The contract, you do need to be a girl for that team. So the transgender crew chief is the one that pointed at her. Now I'm hearing from Lurkus, because this guy's, for some reason, not at the track, I think. I'm not sure. He might have been one of those fans that died and somebody picked up his phone. I don't really know. Lurkus has said, right, that the 39 is now coming into the pits, and it's going to be Ariana Grenade getting in the car. I don't know how she's here. Why is she here? For one, right? What is she doing here? But that's what we're hearing. So Ariana Grenade might be getting in for Amber, who's kind of mourning her friend right now. Very interesting, very devastating stuff going on with that team right now, but we've still got a race to finish, and right now I think it's a heavyweight battle between the driver of the 42 and the driver of the 87, but there's still goddamn 18 laps to go. So we'll find out. As Michael Wave goes to the bottom, so does Lawful Allen. Lawful Allen's going to take it to 3 wide. And then glitch in the Matrix. Shapeshift and shit. Lawful Allen's a skinwalker. That's not the real Lawful Allen. What am I talking about? That is the real Lawful Allen, as he is going for the lead. It might not be him, though, because Lawful Allen and leading don't go together, and the caution's back out. I can hear it. I feel like, hear me out, the 38 might have been the crash. We'll find out. Does it count if the 38's involved? Because I predicted it. However, she's not the, actual cause. Masturbation, Uncle Boobs, Stacy. Once again, another one replay of the race, because that's boring as shit. That's all that happened. That's all she wrote. Let's get back to the action. We're getting very close. We're down to the wire. Down to the goddamn wire here. I'm ready to see somebody have their dreams come true here today. Of winning the biggest race this season. In a room full of people, I'll look for you. Would you look for me? Damn, I'm reciting lyrics at this point. We've seen some devastation today. We've seen people mourning, and I can confirm now, the 39 is Ariana Grenade. So apparently she was here as well, so 2 completely different drivers in the 38 and 39. I don't know where Amber went. Somebody told me she went to one of the porta potties in the infield, so definitely a mourning situation, as they're 3 wide now for second. We're back green. We'll be coming to 11 to go at the line. Can we please keep it together? Speaking of keeping it together, somebody that didn't keep it together, who I was really impressed by earlier this week, remember Huppa Wallace, I was expecting more out of him. But to be fair, nothing that happened to him was his own fault, so, you can't really fault him for that one. I'm quite a funny guy, they told me, as they had their hand on my shoulder with tears. Michael Wave. I keep, for some reason, wanting to say Melanoma. Michael Wave is in a bad spot right now. Now, actually, Leland Funnyman is in a worse spot because he's got that 33 behind him. I wouldn't want that guy behind me if I had $1 million riding on it, because he's been known to do some shit. Holy shit. Michael Wave into the wall with the 44 and some other dude, the 51. That's tragic. And now it's become a 2-car race, a 2-horse race, maybe a 3, hard to say. Mike's in the mix. Mike is mixing it up here. I don't think he is, actually. I think he's falling back. I say that just as he starts to fall backwards. Lurkus did say no fun flags this time, so we can expect that. You know, I respect that as well. We're going to let it play out how it would naturally play out. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another yellow, or saw something that would bring them all back together, like a lapped car, which is very likely. And I can hear shit going on in the background. Where's the closest lap car? It's Stacy, so they're already catching up to her. There's a big chance that they run into her later in the race. The question now, though, is Mike making up ground, or is he falling back? 0.49 to now, what is it? 0.6. It's going to be very difficult. So they are going to have something happen with a lap car at this point to get into this. But Lawful Allen's still in the mix. I think he still has maybe a chance. But right now, Leland Funnyman is looking like the guy to go for. All the tragedy we've seen earlier today. It's all going to pay off for somebody. And right now, it's paying off for that 42 driver. As they are inching closer to a lapped car, who's still not in screen yet, though, I must add. The gap with Mike is getting larger, and I see spin marks. Oh my goodness, that's not a good spot to be. That could be a yellow. The ticker is a little bit delayed when it comes to stuff like that. Oh no, we're staying green after something like that. That's crazy. Is there an oncoming lapped car? There is. It's Masturbation, and they're actually closing in on him faster than they were closing in on the 38. They're going to get to him very quick. And that's a Toyota. Lawful Allen is a Toyota. They're going to check up for sure. Oh, they really checked up. That's not good. That was a big checkup out of both of those guys, actually. But now it's gotten worse for Mike, because now Mike is stuck behind him. But Lawful Allen, he's going to try and take the lead away, and he's going to make it happen. Is he? Oh, man, he's right there, though. He's gotten right back to the 42. Just in time. You know? Just in time. The 42 just needs to keep it in front of the 33. Is there another lap car? There's a yellow for some shit that happened. I'm going to make an assumption that it's Master, of course. The yellow's out. Oh, we've got nightmarish stuff going on at the front of the field. I'm genuinely curious to know what the hell happened in this situation. Like, very curious, actually. Let's take a look. Okay, they were closing in on Masturbation really quickly. It was like an exponential growth. And he just got turned for kind of coming down a little bit, and then he just keeps hitting people. Mike will wave into the outside wall, and then Aunt Tim's going to get hit right there by Melanoma. And then everybody else is just scattering to avoid. Hopefully nobody hit that pit. Nobody hit the pit wall, thank God. Somehow Corey Crime got into it. I don't know what the hell's going on. The pole sitter. We'll have to look at this a couple more times. Well, this is Corey Crime, who's just in front of SpongeBob, who's involved in the crash, because he seems to be involved in everything. They passed by, a couple cars stopped. Right, Corey Crime sees it as an opportunity to, you know, make some moves, and please don't tell me he hits the pit wall. Oh my goodness! Very close there with Stacy. Yikes. Taking one last look at this crash from the point leader of Melanoma, who checks up. Kudos to him for checking up, but just makes contact with the 9. That ends his day. Stacy's day is over as well. Damn. Welcome back to Monza. where we are going to wrap up this race. We'll be coming back to 2 to go. It'll be lap 66 of 67. A 2-lap shootout under regulation time. If we see another incident, though, we will have overtime. The teams represented at the front right now are insane. Nephew Motorsports, Team Loyally, Full Moon Racing, Turbo Racing, even Cyber Z is up here at the front of the field. So now, the question is now just, who comes out with it? Can Lawful Allen steal one? Wouldn't that be a crazy event? Will Mike take it away? Will Simi Can't Stand Your Bits finally get back on that hot streak he had at the very, very start of the year? It'll all be answered right now. Or it'll probably be a devastating accident in turn 2. We'll find out as they are coming towards it. Pennett's waving the goddamn shit out of that flag. We're back green for what could be the last time here today as Lawful Allen's to the inside. Nobody's really wanted to go with him though. Nobody wanted to go with Lawful Allen. They're going to help the faster car. But Lawful Allen is on the grippier bottom on the restarts. The bottom is way better. Way better! Oh, and a big crash! Oh my goodness! Well, I said it would be one of two things. Unfortunately, it was the worst outcome. Who makes it back to the line first? It'll still be Leland Funnyman. They are just riding the damn wall up here. More cars are crashing. The whole race is unfolding in front of our eyes as we will have an overtime. And another tragic accident. The injury report. We're injury maxing today. Well, it happened again. The 97 makes contact with Mike, who then hits the 44. Big hit there for tire wear. Oh no, the fender! No! It just can't get any worse. We're looking at tire wear in the 51. You know, he doesn't even see it coming. Oh, windshield first. I don't have a lot to say about that. Just wow. We're going to go with the flow and just see who we can ride along with here. See who we can look at. Because somebody has an accident. And I'm assuming it's in this pack because there's no other pack. So something happens up here and it's Ross Chestpain squeezing up. Oh, Pip Puddlequack with a big hit there. Man, it's just everybody. Collecting everybody. Big wrecks today. Man. Welcome back to Monza, where we are in overtime. The halfway point will still be the same lap as it was before. I do have some unfortunate news, though. After the incident that just happened, we have unfortunately lost Tire Wear, a very young up-and-coming driver, first season, gonna be full-time. He was really excited. Jacob Company's on board, and he has perished here today. Did a very good job last season in the regional series, but unfortunately he has perished here today. Very sad. Ignore the ticker because it is not the checkered flag. We are coming to 2 laps to go at the line, and then we will get the 1 to go, potentially, or the yellow flag again, which hopefully that doesn't happen, but it probably will. 5 different teams represented, actually 7, 8 9, 10 different teams in the top 10. How about that? Nephew Motorsports, Team Loyally Racing, Turbo Racing, Full Moon Racing, Cyber Zed, Klottenheimer, Retro Racing, Spiral Motorsports, Young Time Racing, and then of course Swipe Right Racing, or whatever they're going to rebrand to at some point. So remember, driving for Amber is Ariana Grenade. She drove my car at Richmond last week. I don't know why she's here, but for some reason she's here, and she stepped in the 39 in place for Amber because Amber was, quote, not in the right mental state to stay in the car. That's pretty much all I got. And I'm pretty sure Stacy's done. Stacy's done. So, look at the cars left. We are running out of people. God damn. But the show must go on, they say sometimes, I think, I hope. Hopefully I didn't just misuse somebody's lingo here. I'm on the right TV. Yes, I am. We're ready. Can Leland Funnyman hang on, or is it still somebody else's time to shine? We'll see here. 2 laps to go. Let's just pray nothing crazy happens again. Lawful Allen is back on the bottom lane. This time they all want to go bottom. You do not want to be Leland Funnyman in this situation. Now you have no help. Not a single soul is helping you out right now. Lawful Allen on the bottom, making it work. Will they get back to the white flag, though, is the question at hand. I hear metal scraping, but probably someone just in the wall. White flag, this is for the crown jewel. Leland Funnyman is out front here. Get that goddamn camera away from me. Michael Wave up to 3rd. What could have been if he wasn't involved in some incidents today. He's actually got a monstrous run, though, coming. There's still a bit of hope. No, there isn't. It is a drive away. All the tragedy we've seen today. It'll pay off for one, and it will pay off for this man. Leland Funnyman is going to win it here at Monza. What a drive. Welcome to the playoffs. But hats off to Lawful Allen, staying a contender with some underperforming equipment. Michael Wave coming through. Cars have damage and shit, but it doesn't matter. We're not looking at anything else. We just want to have fun because we're girls. What? What? But yeah, that guy won. Taking a look at the race results here today. 19 cars finished. You know what? With the testing we had, the test races with not selecteds, that's the most that we've had finish this race. So, you know, I think that's still pretty good. Leland Funnyman, victorious in a big, big one here today. Lawful Allen in 2nd. Michael Wave 3rd. Simi Can Sandwich 4th. Cyber Zed 5th. Mike 6th. Small Medium Fat 7th. Ariana Grenade and Amber, I guess, come home 8th. Justin Tallgeier 9th. And Detective Little Mind Pretzel rounds out the top 10. Some other cars that finished the race still, you know. Uncle Boobs, even though he was in every crash today. And SpongeBob was in a few. Pit Puddle Quack, the pole sitter, Ross Chastain still made it through. A lot of these guys needed points. Maybe not the 82 because, you know, and the 40 because they're not full-time. But the 9 needed points. The 55 needed points. The 28 needed points. The 42 needed points. The 87 definitely needed points. And they're all going to come through with some points here today. If you go towards the bottom, though, it is literally just all accidents. Rest in peace to Tire Wear and Becca Lynn, wherever the hell she is on the... I can't see her. Oh, there she is. And we're still awaiting word on Secret Agent Randy Beans, Van Als Greg, and Probably another driver, if I'm gonna be honest. I don't really remember. There's so much going on in this shit. Probably, oh yeah, the 44. We've got 3 drivers we're waiting condition on, but yeah. 72 lap race. It went further than we thought, and more cars finished than we thought as well, so it was a good race. It was a very good race today. And speaking of good racing, tune in tomorrow for the Goodies Trash series at Hagabon, if I'm saying that right, on Thursday. And then the Cup race right here, which you will see on Friday. Probably not as chaotic and destructive and, you know, fatal, but it'll still be entertaining. So with that, use code ASSCA at W's online store. Gotta plug in the sponsor, gotta get that bag. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you later, alligator. I'd love to meet who made this guitar sound, you know? I'd love to meet them. Like, I feel like they're an aura Chad, you know what I mean? They're not like a chud. They're not like a loser. Whoever made this isn't like a goat. What a nightmare the injury report's gonna be next week. God damn.